Hey yo, time to learn about the biggest events that you can do in Gloria Victis and the most rewarding ones. These are Sirius, Ragi and Brandon, depending on which one you want to go to. They are pretty similar, to be honest, and you will need a group for this. So let's get started, huh? For Sirius, this is found between Midlanders and Sangmar in this location on the map on the bottom right. Ragi is on middle left, I guess, and Brandon is top right. Basically, every event is situationed or situated, I don't know, between two factions. So it's gonna always be between two factions. This is because you can actually contest it. So for example, we are doing Sirius right now in this video, and if Midlanders weren't pussies, they could definitely contest us here and we would get PvP. Sometimes you get PvP, sometimes you don't get PvP. As for the PvE part and like how the event goes, is basically the same across the board with small changes. Like for example, you start with the keys. You want to collect keys and deliver to this guy here at the gate to open the gate for you. I believe you have to collect keys in every event. You definitely have to do it in Ragi, and I'm not too sure for Brandon, because I didn't really do Brandon a whole lot because, well, I'm not Midlander or Izmir, but I think, if I remember correctly, by doing it once, I think it's still collecting keys. After you collect keys, it's pretty straightforward, because you will be basically having the top right picture, well, not picture, quest log, I guess, to tell you exactly what you have to do. Basically here we have to destroy the tents here, and you get a reward for every bit you actually do. So basically there's gonna be multiple missions, and every mission is gonna give you a reward. I recommend you use, like, if you are poor and you cannot afford to lose durability on your gear, you should definitely use a lower tier weapon. Personally, I don't really bother too much with it these days because I don't have an issue with durability. It's not that big of a deal. But if you cannot afford it, you should definitely use that. As far as parties go, basically, from my understanding of it, of course, if there's any veterans out there in the comments, they can probably correct me if I'm wrong. The more people you have, the less the reward is. That means you want to do this with less people, obviously, but the thing is, you are gonna usually find groups up that are public and they don't have a limit on players. So it's gonna be like this, like in the video where we have like 15 players or something like that doing it, and the rewards are not gonna be as good as they can be. Now, speaking of rewards, you should also keep a lookout for extra rewards. What I'm talking about, besides the ones you get at the top right there, what I'm talking about is also the boxes that are found scattered all over the place. They will usually be green. They've been white for some reason for a few days in the past, like before I made this video. I don't know why. Supposedly they are supposed to be green. Every time you loot it, it's gonna give you a pretty good drop, and you can loot only once, so one person can loot this type of box. Make sure you get to it as fast as possible before other people, and of course they're gonna yell at you because you're not actually pulling your weight and killing the mobs, but it is what it is. We are here for the loot, we are not here to make friends, you know. Every event has, well, not event, is it even an event? I don't know if it's an event, whatever, group content. Every one of these actually happens every 2 hours, and basically it's also triggered by a server reset. So if the developers reset the server, we will get this up every time, so keep that in mind. People will normally make groups when the servers go back up, and you should be able to find a group pretty easily. You have to press P and go to groups. You have it on top left. People usually put up the name, like for example, if you are on Woolfield 2 like I am, they usually do Sirius plus Ragi, because we are not usually getting contested at either of them. But I do hope to change that with this video and let more people know about these events so they can do it, make some fat stacks and actually contest and get some PvP in as well. Now, for the rewards, the thing is, you have a choice. You have a choice between straight up silver, which is decent, as you can see here on the right, is pretty decent, but you can also buy the box on the left. The box, in my opinion, is the better choice, only if you are not a new player. If you're a new player, you should be taking the silver, because I believe the silver is guaranteed, and you can make, I think, like 67, yeah, 70, about 70 silver per event, so that's like 1.5 gold, let's say, roughly, from just picking the silver. As a new player, is pretty good. If you do like 2 events, like if you do Sirius plus Ragi like this, you get pretty good silver, and you can use that to either buy yourself gear, or of course you can just use it to pay hookers. I don't know, I don't judge you. On the other hand, however, if you take the box has a chance to give you even more, because it's basically, you can also sell it on the market actually. So you can definitely take the box and sell it on the market, but it takes time to for people to buy it. It's about 25 silver, I believe, the time of I'm making this video. About 25 silver per box. You get, I believe, 3 boxes per event, something like that. And the thing with the boxes is that I usually get pretty good stuff from the boxes. Sometimes you get absolute trash, but I think the boxes are also nerfed a bit. But let's not get too far into the conspiracy theory. Basically, like every box has a chance to also give you a tier 5 recipe and also tier 5 gear. So that is the legendary looking one, the yellow one. And you get the most boxes and the biggest reward by killing the guy at the end. So in this case it's Sirius, as you can see here, we literally just zerg him down and then just take the reward. As you can see, bunch of silver, all boxes. Boxes are 25 silver, pretty good if you just sell the boxes, to be honest, now that I think about it. Or you can take the bandages and the elite quiltum or whatever the hell you want to call it. However, in my opinion, you shouldn't do that. One more thing you probably noticed, or maybe you didn't notice, is people hogging bags. What it is like is basically when you have to loot something, like if a drop happens, you have to actually touch the bag to roll for it, like for the loot inside the bag. So make sure you actually click on all the bags on the floor. As you can see here, I got a pretty good loot from the box as well, so you know. I'm gonna leave you with a small PvP clip here. It's just a bit of a fight, but it's honestly, we just zerged the hell out of this Ragi. We had other way better fights, honestly, but in this situation here, to be honest, we just zerged the hell out of these Izmirs that we're trying to do Ragi. This just shows to you that every time you do this type of an event, you have the risk, if you wanna call it a risk, if you don't wanna call it an opportunity, to run into enemy faction. You cannot loot other players in this event, and that means that sadly you don't lose anything when you die. However, it's still a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend you guys do this event every time it is up and make a party and we have a good time. Thank you so much for watching. If I get 4 likes on this video, I'll make another video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, kiss kiss.